Good morning. Thanks for checking out the channel today. Hope everyone's having a chance to enjoy this lovely warm weather. I know for myself, as soon as I'm done with this install video, I'm definitely going to take advantage of this weather and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. On today's video, I have something super exciting to share with you guys. It is something I wasn't expecting, but I think it's going to be worth it. The other day I was on Facebook Marketplace and, I know I shouldn't be, but I was looking to see what was available and I came across a post where somebody was selling a factory Mopar Sky One-Touch hardtop for a Jeep Wrangler JL. And I thought to myself, this is interesting. I haven't seen many of these available and this might be what I need. For those who have been following along my channel, you would all know that I recently acquired a Bernese mountain dog called Wrangler. He's only 6 months now, but he is getting bigger. And when we take the Jeep Wrangler out, his spot that he goes is in the back of the Jeep. This is great and works perfectly because of his size, but it really works better with the factory hardtop. And the reason is because with the back window, it simply, you open up the door, the back window goes up and you can get them in and out. Well, with the factory soft top, it's a little more difficult because the way the window hooks into the bottom here, it's a bit of a pain when the top is up to get them in and out because you have to yank on the window to open it every time and then get them out, then put it back on. It's just a lot of work. And then not to mention that when you have the top all the way down, you actually have to put it back up to get him in and out because of his size. So for us, this has been a little bit of a challenge and it hasn't been the best. And I definitely have missed the ease of use of the factory hardtop. So what I was thinking with this Sky One-Touch hardtop is that this might be the solution I'm looking for. It's going to give me the ability to open up the top to get that open air feel, but then it's also going to give me the ease of use of the factory rear window that I'm looking for getting him in and out of the back. So I figured I'd email the listing and inquire about the Skytop, finding out why are you selling it? Is there anything wrong with it? And then also wanted to find out if he by any chance would be interested in a factory soft top or a factory white hardtop, and that we could possibly make some type of trade. So he emailed me back and said, look, there's nothing wrong with the factory Sky One-Touch. It works perfectly fine. The only thing is he just no longer needs it because he's purchased a camper style hardtop that has a pop-up tent built into it. So he's looking to get rid of the Skytop because the camper is on its way. He also said he actually is interested in the soft top because the camper has not arrived yet. So he wants to run the soft top for a few months until that camper arrives. So I said, great, that's perfect. Do you mind if we do a trade? What's the price you would want? Because obviously I would have to give him a little bit of extra cash because the soft top is just not the same value as a Sky One-Touch. So we did a deal, said, look, we'll do the swap for a soft top for the Sky top and some cash. So the deal worked out pretty good. So we're going to be getting this factory Sky One-Touch installed on my Jeep Wrangler. It should be a simple bolt-on process, but there is going to be a removal of some panels that include the button to open the top and some other things that we're going to have to deal with. I have done some research on the JL forums and saw a few members posting some comments about what they had to do. And I have to say thank you to those members because that is the resources I'm using today to complete this install. But I have never really seen a video of this, so I'm hoping that this video is going to show you guys all the steps you need to do to complete this step of taking this Sky One-Touch from a Jeep that came with it from factory and putting it on a vehicle that did not come with it factory. So at this point, the gentleman is on his way over, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the soft top so that as soon as he arrives, all we'll have to do is go into unbolting his Sky One-Touch and then putting it on my Jeep. So at this point, let's go ahead and get to uninstalling the soft top, and we'll regroup when he gets here with the Sky One-Touch hardtop. Okay, so he showed up with his Jeep and we've already got the back windows out. Those are very straightforward. We don't really need to show anybody that. It's simple. Dials you turn and then you pop them out. Then the first step we're gonna do is remove this panel here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go across and undo all of these bolts here and to the front. They are specific in length, so we're gonna have to make sure to keep track of where they go when we're installing them. But you can see all the bolts right here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, unscrew those on both sides, and then we'll be ready to take the top off and lay it down. Okay, so we removed all the bolts and the top is now loose. The next part we have to do is disconnect this connection right here, which is a simple push and pull. Do that, and then we have one more bolt at the front, and that is right here on both sides, one on that side, one on this side. So we're gonna get those undone and then we can pull the top off with two people and we're ready to go. Okay, so we've got the top off. The next part is to remove the back panel. This can be done by removing two bolts, one right here and there's one under here. So what we're gonna have to do is pop off this plastic part, disconnect the cords that are here, the wiring for the fluid and then the harness, and then we can access that bolt. Once we got that done, we simply will just lift this part off and we'll have the entire Sky One-Touch off the Jeep. Okay, so we've got the back panel installed. Before we can install the top panel, we actually have to swap over the front header panel that's located at the top. So the header panel on my Jeep is designed for the soft top and hard top. It has this bracket here and this cutout in the plastic, and it does not have the button. Where on the Sky One-Top, it is one full piece of panel here, and it has the integrated button in here. What we're gonna have to do to remove these panels is they should just pop out, but we actually have to remove the handle here. This is simply gonna be done by popping these off and then undoing the two bolts that hold in the handle. We pop off the side panel. We're gonna need to do that anyways because I believe the button connection comes all the way down and into here. So we're gonna have to do that anyways. So we're gonna pull both handles from both sides on both vehicles to then be able to pull off this panel. So let's get to that. So you can see there, I did something different on the Sky One-Touch header. Basically what I did was I pulled off the entire wiring harness instead of separating the wiring harness from the header. And the way this can be done is very simple, actually. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and you're going to disconnect that switch that plug right there. You'll disconnect this one as well. And then there's also one behind the mirror right here that you're going to go do. So we've got the headers removed and removed the wiring harnesses with them, which is going to make life a lot easier when we go connect the Skytop on my Jeep. The next part we need to do is remove some brackets. We have this bracket here on both sides, which is for the Skytop, and we're gonna remove that and exchange it for this one right here, which is for the soft top. We are gonna remove the hard top ones here and we're just gonna set them aside. All we need to do this swap is this bracket, so we'll do that. And then all we have to do is install those brackets, install the two headers, plug everything in, and we should be ready to put the Skytop on my Jeep and the soft top on his. Okay, so we finished the install of the headers with the wiring harnesses, so everything should be ready to go. The next thing we need to do is we are going to get the top on my Jeep, but to do that, first we need to pull out these little bolt guides, I guess you would call them, and we're going to pull them out of here and put them into my Jeep. So let's go do that, and then the next part is going to be simply just putting the Skytop onto my Wrangler. We've got the Sky One-Touch hardtop on the Jeep. The next part, all we have to do is do all the bolts up, put them all in. So we've got the guides already in here. We just got to put the bolts. Make sure that when you're doing it, that you've laid out your bolts in the way you've taken them out. So what I did here was I laid the bolts out from the front to the back. So that way I know which bolt goes in which hole and we don't make a mistake. If you do put the wrong bolt in the mistakes, there is a chance that you could break the top. So it's very important, make sure you know what bolt came out of what place and simply put it in. So let's go ahead and put that in, and then we can test this to see if everything works and functions as it's supposed to. So at this point, we've got the top on, we've got all the bolts in, we've got all the panels clipped into place, we've got all the plugs connected. We don't have the rear windows on yet. We can simply add that at the end, so that's not a big deal. But we're at the moment of truth to find out if it works and there's no modifications needed. So let's go and press the button to see if this will work. So we got to turn on the Jeep, first part. Then we're going to press the button to see if it works. And we have it functioning. So that is a good sign. That means that this swap over was a plug and play procedure. All you really had to do was move over the headliner and go from there. At this point, all we have to go do now is put the soft top on the other Jeep to complete the swap over. So let's go and put that on, and then we'll wrap this video up. So we're finished the swap over and the Jeep looks amazing. We've also confirmed it is 100% possible to install a Sky One-Touch hardtop on a Jeep Wrangler that doesn't come with it from factory. The only thing you have to do is you have to have a Jeep that has all the components on it, so you can easily take everything off that Jeep and put it on yours, and then take your parts and put it on his. This would definitely be a little bit more challenging if you just acquired the hardtop, because you would most likely have to wire in that button to powers the top to go make it open and close. Also, you do have to have a Jeep that has a factory hardtop on it, because it does come with a wiring harness at the back that is used to power the wipers and heating element on the window. So you need that for the Skytop motor. So if you don't have that, if your Jeep is like a Sport that only comes with a soft top, you won't be able to do this install or swap over. I am overly surprised at how easy this was. I'm happy about the way it works. I think this is going to be great for me, especially with the addition of the dog in the back. Now I'm not going to have to deal with that back window of the soft top. It's just going to be easy to get him in and out. So overall, I'm happy about that. And I love the fact that I can have the open top experience with a press of a button and don't have to get on my Jeep to flip the top open and do that. So at this point, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to go enjoy the rest of the afternoon and this gorgeous weather. So please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Again, if you have any questions or comments, post them below and I'll do the best to answer them. And at this point, we'll see you guys on the next video.